K-pop demon hunters Saja Boy's breakfast meal and Huntrix meal have just dropped at McDonald's. They're calling this a battle for the fans. What do you say to that, Rumi?
It's not a battle. So glad the Saja Boys could take breakfast and give our meal the rest of the day.
It is an honor to share.
No, it's our honor.
It is our larger honor.
No, really. Stop.
You can really feel the respect in this battle. Pick a meal to pick a side.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
At participating McDonald's while supplies last.
Spring Black Friday is on at the Home Depot. Save on grills and patio sets that will be sure to bring your hosting game up a notch. Fire up your feast with help from the Home Depot and save on grills. Like the Next Grill 4-burner propane gas grill was $249, now in special buy for $199. Or give everyone the best seat in the yard with the Hampton Bay Mayfield Park 4-piece conversation set for only $399. Save on grills and patio sets with low prices guaranteed during Spring Black Friday only at the Home Depot. Now through April 22nd, while supplies last. Exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
You know you need fiber for a healthy gut, but do you actually know how to get it? Quaker's been serving up fiber since 1877, with over 100 great-tasting, good source of fiber options to choose from. Whether you like old-fashioned oats, instant oatmeal, granola, or oatmeal squares, Quaker makes it delicious. So good. Get your fiber with Quaker. Shop Quaker's good source of fiber products at a store near you.
They say you should learn something new every day. Like how you should only drink Jägermeister at 0 degrees Fahrenheit, ice cold. Like those frozen cavemen they find, which makes you wonder, what would a caveman think of Jägermeister? Well, if you served it warm, he'd probably throw it in your face, say, "Unga boonga," and storm off. And nobody wants that. So drink it cold or not at all. Jägermeister. Damn, that's cold. Drink responsibly. Jägermeister liqueur, 35% alcohol by volume, imported by Mast Jägermeister, U.S., White Plains, New York.
Last night, you spent 2 hours deciding what to wear to the party. This morning, it'll take you 2 minutes to list it on Depop and make your money back. Just grab your phone, snap a few photos, and we'll take care of the rest. The sheer dress and platform heels you'll never wear again? There's a birthday girl searching for them right now. Your one-and-done look is about to pay for your next night out. Or at least the ride home. Your style can make you cash. Start selling on Depop, where taste recognizes taste.
It's unfair, but it's what sells. Welcome to the Eagles Checkdown, the fastest under 10-minute Eagles podcast there is. Cover news, notes, and opinions on your favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, jointly produced by the Eagles Pinpole Podcast Network and the STT Sports Network over on YouTube. Guys, I'm Phil Stiefel. As always, hit that like button, that share, that follow, that subscribe. Whatever buttons are on your device or your screen, hit them. It's free to do. It's free to support your local content creators and tune in. Trending in the AM Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Trending in the AM. We take your opinions on everything we talk about here and everything else that's happening in sports. You know, if you're watching this video and not listening, I'm rocking my Why Not Us Flyers shirt because it's Flyers hockey playoff action. So anyway, guys, it's on Tuesday afternoon. Howie Roseman and Nick Sirianni met with the media. Their pre-draft pressers, they always do. You don't get much out of these, but I listened for you. I broke it down for you, and I'm going to give you the finer points from the interview. And first and foremost, the first question of the press conference was obviously about Dontavian Wicks and what it means for A.J. Brown. And he was asked this question, you know, and he answered a lot of positive things, and we'll get into it in a second, about, as he's known, Tay Wicks. It's not Dontavian. It's just Tay, we'll call him, which is good. It's hard to say Dontavian all the time. Talked about Wicks and how he's followed him for a while. He's a physical, explosive player, can play inside or outside, that his quarterbacks tend to trust him a lot. And he pointed out specific plays on important touchdowns and fourth down plays last year with Green Bay. Also talked about the importance of having someone from the Sean Mannion, Green Bay Packers to help with the transition. He also talked about the depth they now have in the wide receiver room. But he failed to answer. The question was phrased with A.J. Brown, and he just talked about Tay Wicks and did not comment on A.J. Brown at all. Now, later on in the press conference, he was asked about A.J. Brown specifically. Again, I believe it was from Martin Frank. I love Martin Frank, one of the best over on the Delaware News Journal that covers the Eagles. And he just laughed. And he's like, look, what are the odds that I'm even going to comment on this, right? Laughed it off, played it off that he didn't want to comment on A.J. Brown. But then he followed it up with, I quote, AJ is an Eagle, end quote. Didn't say he's going to be an Eagle next year. Didn't say how long he's going to be an Eagle. Didn't say what. Just said he's an Eagle right now. So use that as what you will. I still stand by it that A.J. Brown will be an Eagle till at least June 2nd. A.J. Brown will be an Eagle unless the Patriots or someone else blow the Eagles outside, or blow the Eagles out of the water with a huge, massive offer. It is what it is. But I think they're getting tired of the A.J. talk and the A.J. drama, hence his, joke about, will I answer it? And they're getting tired of a lot of things. But I think they understand it because later on in the presser, he was asked about the drama, the rumors, the reporting, and the articles about Jalen Hurts and whatnot, and whether the organization is happy with him, and if he's the long-term answer. And he said a lot of things that were kind of tough to understand, but basically the point of the articles were, or the point of the conversation, the question, the main part of the answer is that the articles, they're unfair. And he feels bad for Jalen and everybody. But he understands that that's what sells. So he basically called out Tim McManus and company saying, you had to write that article because that's what's going to get you the money and that's what's going to get the clicks and all that kind of stuff. So that's that. He was talked a lot. He asked a lot and was talked a lot about the offensive line, the future of the offensive line in the press conference, asked about drafting a replacement for Lane Johnson, Landon Dickerson, et cetera, and how they value that, in the grand scheme of things. And he said it's very important for them not to draft the replacement in a reach scenario. If a guy they think can be there, that they can stash and develop, they will do it. Hinting at Cam Jurgens taking over eventually from Jason Kelce, talking about how important it was for Cam Jurgens to learn from Jason Kelce. But it was great value. A lot of the talk about the draft period revolved around value at that specific position, not reaching, right? You don't want to force anything is what he said multiple times. He also talked about how, because he was followed up question about you draft the guy, you stash him for 2 years. We only got 2 years left of that rookie contract, right? When he talked about how when you draft early in a draft, first, second, third round, you're really looking at those players through the lenses of 2 contracts. Most of the time, you try to get people that you're going to have here longer than just that rookie contract. And yes, you lose them sometimes, but in your eyes, you have to draft people that you think can be around for at least a second contract. So it's not a big deal of stashing a guy for 2 years because you're thinking you got them for 6, 7, 8 years and whatnot. He also mentioned with the offensive line and development that Stoutland is going to be missed. They have confidence in the replacements, but his voice will still be heard at this time in the locker room, as we've talked about. He was asked about safety, said they're not done at the position. But again, going back to the conversation on the draft, they need to fit value at the draft spot. They're not going to reach on a safety. If someone's there at a certain spot that they think can provide value, they will draft them. But they can also add after the draft, and he brought up the Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. We might add somebody in August for all we know. So there was that. He was also asked about Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith, their extensions or fifth-year options being picked up. He said he'll classify that as ongoing negotiations, so he will not comment about it. He was asked about how he studies and preps for the draft, and this is a funny one, and I love it. He studies more the picks he missed, okay, and probably too much, right? That he, and sometimes he overcompensates, okay. And I think they're all very interesting things to think about. He knows his flaws, he knows his weaknesses as a GM, and he works on them. But he's willing to admit that sometimes he has nightmares about his misses, and sometimes it makes him overreact. But it is what it is, and he tries to learn from it, tries to grow from it. Look, I think there was a very interesting press conference, a little bit more detailed than normal at this point, but we're a week from the draft. We'll get back. I said I was going to talk edge rushers today and that big position in need. We'll get to that on tomorrow's show. But with this press conference, I want to address the A.J. Brown comments, the Jalen Hurts article comments, and the rest of what's going on with the Eagles. Honestly, I feel bad. Nick Sirianni's at all these press conferences pre-draft, and he really has nothing to say, right? Like, the questions are all towards Howie Roseman at this point. But that's what we got today. Guys, everybody have a great day. Make sure you tune in to Trending in the AM live at 8 a.m. on Wednesday. For now, everybody, I know I say go Birds, but it's hockey time. Let's go Flyers, and bubbles up.
This episode is brought to you by Ferrero. Soccer's biggest stage is approaching, and Ferrero is making it easy to go all in. Pick any two Ferrero brands from Kinder Bueno to Ferrero Rocher, and you could win the $1 million grand prize, plus an exciting range of daily and weekly prizes. Don't miss your shot. Official rules apply. Learn more at goallinandwin.com.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. You know those friends who support your preference for podcasts over music on road trips? That's the energy State Farm brings to insurance. With over 19,000 local agents, they help you find the coverage that fits your needs, so you can spend less time worrying about insurance and more time enjoying the ride. Download the State Farm app or go online at statefarm.com. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Tomorrow morning is knocking. Stock your fridge now. How about a creamy mocha frappuccino drink? Or a sweet vanilla? Smooth caramel, maybe? Or a white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Find Starbucks Frappuccino drinks wherever you buy your groceries.
I'm your host, Stassi Schroeder. Welcome to Tell Me Lies, the official podcast. What's the most unhinged thing of season 3?
Steven, because he's so evil.
I do think he is misunderstood.
You see everyone face consequences.
It's intoxicating. The writers just know how to trick you.
There's always a twist in this show. It's nothing you would expect.
Tell Me Lies, the official podcast, now streaming, and stream the new season of Tell Me Lies on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
Amazon presents Jeff versus Taco Truck Salsa. Whether it's Verde, Roja, or the orange one. For Jeff, trying any salsa is like playing Russian roulette with a flamethrower. Luckily, Jeff saved with Amazon and stocked up on antacids, ginger tea, and milk. Habanero? More like habanero, yes. Save the everyday with Amazon.